Well, hi there, ladies. I'm very excited that you're here with me today. And we're going to get started with this webinar in just a moment. I just want to give people a chance to get on live. We've got a lot of people signed up for today. And this is the second webinar today, so I'm really excited to share again with something that went really well earlier today. We got a lot of excited consultants ready to dig in and start working. So just if you're here, it'd be great if you just say hello or let's see if I can put my chat on here. Hi there, Cindy. Just, raise your hand, say you're here, type a 1 in or don't. It's up to you. But we're going to get started in just a moment. I just want to see that we're getting pretty much everybody coming in. Sometimes people get a little delayed, and I don't want anybody to miss anything because we've got some exciting stuff right now. I'm going to share with you here these 7 secrets to being a fully booked beauty consultant. So, you ready to dive in? Let's get in there then. Okay, so 7 secrets to being a fully booked beauty consultant. So now, my promise to you is that in about 60 minutes from now, we'll spend about an hour together on this training. You'll have a much clearer understanding of how you're going to get from where you are right now to attracting potential customers and getting more bookings. Does that sound like a good idea? So I invite you to just sit back and relax. Maybe, you've got a cup of tea, a comfortable place to sit, and a pen and paper, and you can take notes as we go along. Of course, there will be a replay available of this. So if you don't get everything down, because I'm going to try to go through this information quickly, and I sometimes can talk very quickly because I get very excited about what I'm sharing with you. So if that's the case, don't worry, you'll be able to see the replay if you need to. So, of course, if you're driving or doing something and you're watching this on your phone as you're going about your day, that's okay too. But the more you can concentrate on what we're doing, the better it is. Okay, so even if you're currently experiencing that feast or famine in your business, those times when you've got lots of bookings or no bookings at all, this is going to be a really helpful training for you. And if you're struggling to get customers or team members, or you've got limited time, then it's really good that you're here sharing this time with me today. If you want to earn more money, but not able to book the skincare classes and makeup consultations needed to do so, well, then you're in the right place because we're going to go through a lot of that. And if you've been doing all the right things, but you're still not getting the results you want, then I'm really happy that you're here joining me today. So what we are going to cover is why you only need 3 things to consistently attract all of the customers that you want. Wow. Now take a deep breath, because isn't that really great here? It's only really 3 things. It's not 103 things. When you're presented daily with all of that information out there of overload of methods and systems, it's really great to know that it can be very simple. And I mean, Mary Kay Ash herself said, keep it simple, honey. And that's what I'm going to try and do for you all today. I'm going to try to keep it simple. Now, I do talk quickly, and some of the terminology you might not be familiar with, but I will try to keep it as simple as I can for you all. Okay. So I'm going to show you how you are going to set up a lead generating system that brings in potential customers to you. And what that means is that you concentrate your time on those that are already interested in you and your offer. Have you ever invested a whole lot of time and energy with a prospect? And I say the word prospect, but I mean, a potential customer or team member. And then you get them to the point where they're interested, but they just can't afford it, or don't have the time to meet with you, or don't have the time to be a hostess. I have used my time on that all too many times, and I'm sure that you have as well. If you've experienced that, type 1 into the comments, because I'm very curious. At the last webinar, we had one going like off the charts there. So I'm sure some of you guys have also experienced that. But I'm going to show you how to bypass all of that. Okay. So we're also going to be covering how you may be pushing customers away and what to do about it. and how to make that irresistible offer so that you can have your prospects raising their hands saying, I want to try that. I want to hear about that business opportunity. We're also going to cover the activities that you may be wasting your time doing that are really not getting you any closer to your goals. So make sure, however, that you stay till the end, because at the end, I have a special gift for you today. And that is, I'm going to show you an exercise that you can do, something you can do, which will help you to get new bookings and sales in the next 48 hours after we get off this training. You ready for that one? Well, you're going to have to wait a little bit because we're going to get into this training first, okay? So, who am I? Well, and why should you listen to me? My name is Debbie Knudsen, and I run Booking Faces. And some of you may know me from our Booking Faces Facebook group. But if you're completely too new to me and you know nothing about me, or you know very little about me, let me explain a little bit about who I am. I am a professional opera singer, and I started my career as an opera singer, and I got a lot of recognition doing that. And I have been doing this for over 30 years. And during that period, I have been marketing and branding myself, or my product, which has been my voice, over and over again. Now, I have also worked in the field of publicity and marketing for the Spielberg family in the United States. You've heard of the Spielbergs, right? In their office in New York, in New Jersey, New York. And I also have many years of experience working as a Mary Kay consultant, as well as, as a sales director. So I have really got a lot of, know-how in what I am teaching you here today. Of course, here's a silly picture of me, because I can also be a silly person. And this is a picture of me that's getting ready to go on stage for Mozart's Marriage of Figaro. And anybody who is an opera, lover here will know what opera I'm talking about. And if not, I just thought I'd show this silly picture. So anyway, going on. So why me? Well, at a point in my career, I found that I had run out of leads and needed to find another way to meet people. I'd gone through my list and I had really exhausted it. So I discovered strategies that work, and I've helped myself. And I've helped my clients and other consultants develop a system to get more bookings and sales. And in fact, before I started to consult others, I sold out a huge stock of products that I had on my shelves collecting dust. And that is the reason why I figured this is a system that works. And I started to teach others, and I see that this system is working. And it works in a lot of other industries as well. But, we can really benefit from a lot of the marketing techniques that I'm using also within our Mary Kay. I did all this while I was working my full-time job at the opera, a busy person, and raising 3 teenagers, which I'm, still raising. They're still teenagers. And it's not that I'm like the superwoman or a superhero, anything like that. But because I knew how to focus on a few really key things, I was able to get the results that I wanted. And I can show you those things too. So now, enough about me. Let's talk about you. And this is where I would love it if you could get out, say, a pen and a paper, or if you're not, available to get a pen and paper or pencil and paper, make a mental note, because we're going to talk about 3 numbers. And those 3 numbers are, first of all, what is your desired monthly income? Write that down, or make a mental, picture in your mind about what it is that you want your monthly income to be. And if you feel so bold, then share that with me. I won't tell anybody else. I can see everybody's comments, but I haven't made it public because I want to give you guys an idea of, or be able to feel that you can freely express yourselves. So I see a lot of ones here. I see that Sandra's here. Hello. And Camila and Lutricia and Sandra. Oh, yeah, I said Sandra again 2 times. And Melissa is here. And yeah, we've got a lot of people on here. Thank you very much for saying hello. So, if you want to show, we've got some nice numbers coming in. Great. Okay. So we've got that number. What is it that you want to be earning on a monthly basis? Now, number two, what would it mean to you if you could double that income over the next 12 months? Okay. Now, be a little bit reasonable. I see some high numbers there, and I don't know if I can help you double that number, but I can certainly help you get towards that number. So that's great. We have great goals here, and that's wonderful. I love to see that. And now number three, I'll give you time. Maybe I'm moving a little fast, but some of you know those numbers right off the bat, and some of you have to think a little bit. But number three, what is your dream figure? How many bookings would you like to ideally have each month on demand so that you can have the income you want in your Mary Kay business? And why do you want this number? I mean, is it extra income? Is it to replace your day job? Maybe you want to quit your day job. Maybe you want to go on a family vacation that you've been thinking about going on for a long time. I mean, maybe you want to go to Disney World or Universal in Orlando. Oh, gosh, that is a really fabulous place to be with kids. And now, what are you going to use the money that you make for? I mean, what are you going to use that money on when you make this money on these bookings? So think about all these numbers and just keep that in the back of your mind, or keep that down on a piece of paper, and just go ahead and share it with me in the comments if you'd like to do that as well. So whether you've actually written down these numbers or just visualized them, I want you to know that even if those numbers don't seem within your grasp, they are. They are very possible, and most likely, and I'm seeing a lot of these numbers, most likely you are on the low side of what you can actually achieve when you discover what I'm going to share with you on this training, which is the power of being able to attract customers to you. Okay? Now, I say the words power and magic because in reality, if you grasp what I'm going to show you today, your results are going to look like magic to those who don't know or understand what you're doing. But truthfully, it's not magic. I mean, it's a formula. There's no hocus pocus here. What I'm going to do in this training is I'm going to break down this formula for you and show you how to do it. But again, to people who don't have this formula or know or haven't been to this training, it's going to actually look like magic once you start to implement these things. So the ability to produce bookings on demand through the power of attracting potential customers on demand is actually like the equivalent of modern day magic, except you don't need your fancy top hat, a rabbit, or a magic wand. And honestly, I mean, there's never been a better time in history to grasp and master this so-called power, because the magical power is thanks to, wait, I'm sure you know what I'm going to say. It's the internet. Online technologies have opened up doors to meeting and reaching people in a way that was just absolutely not possible or fathomable for Mary Kay Ash when she founded her company in the 60s. So we should be very excited about the fact that we can use all of the traditional and wonderful teachings of Mary Kay and the way we do business today with the amazing potential that we have using the internet. So basically, it is not magic. It's a formula, and I'm going to break it down for you now. Now, I have 3 teenagers, and just earlier today, we were talking about what they wanted to do with their lives after school, what kind of jobs and such. And regardless of what they choose, and hopefully I'll support whatever decision they make, I am actually going to teach them, or I'm teaching them exactly what I'm going to teach you today now. Because remember, the ability to attract people to you is actually the ultimate security in this world of uncertainty. I mean, this is a skill that you can use in any job and any profession and just about anywhere in your life. So I really salute you for being on this training today, because just by you being here, you're actually telling me that you recognize the value of being able to master this area. And I think you're very, very smart, because out of all the things you could be focusing your time on right now, and I know there were a lot of people that wanted to come on live today, but just weren't able to make it for some reason or another, but you guys showed up, and that is really commitment. You chose to focus on the skill of attracting people to you. As I said, in times of uncertainty, the skill to be able to attract customers to you on demand is the ultimate financial security. And it actually doesn't really matter what you're selling, but luckily in our case, as we know, we are selling outstanding products, and that makes it even easier, right? So now, when I became a Mary Kay consultant, I had years of experience in both sales and marketing and a whole lot of enthusiasm. But what I did not realize was that after I had gone through my list of family and neighbors and friends of family and friends of friends and so on and so on and so on, I don't think I asked the postman, but I really had everybody on that list. And some of them became consultants in my team. Well, my immediate leads were exhausted, and I started getting a lot of no's. And I went from being an uninvited, or actually an invited guest, to an uninvited pest. So I needed actually to figure out a way to get smarter and to reverse that. I don't know if any of you have experienced that yet, or, I hope not, but I needed to figure out how to get from being a pest back to being the welcomed guest. And I hope that if you've experienced that, it'll change now after this, you implement some of these things in the training, or I can save you from that, horror. So what did I need to do to be visible to a new target audience so that they were welcoming me to come and share the products with them? Because, I knew that as soon as they were inviting me in, the sales would come. But as long as I was pushing and calling and knocking on the door, I was just not going to get anywhere. I was getting immediate resistance. And therefore, I was getting too few bookings and too few sales. So the question I had to ask myself was, how was I going to get people to invite and welcome me again? So I started to do the thing that I needed to do to get myself positioned in front of what I call my ideal customer. And before too long, I actually had people contacting me instead of me contacting them, because I positioned myself in front of the correct people. And talk about magic. If you're like me and you don't care too much for cold calling, like picking up the phone and calling people that don't expect that phone call, well, the magic of someone contacting you about what you have to offer is completely different than you calling them. Who here likes cold calling? Is there anybody here? If somebody likes cold calling, write in the comments, I like it. I don't think I'm going to get anybody in here saying they like it. Now, if I change that and say, who does not like cold calling? Raise your hand or type into the comments, I don't like it, or no calling. Then I'm sure, yep, here they are. Yep, I knew they were going to come in. We got, nope, no, I don't like it. No way. Please, I hate it. Yep. Okay. You guys are a lot like I am. There's nobody, I don't think anybody in the world likes to call people, completely cold that don't expect it. But anyway, I made the move from being the chaser to literally the one who was being chased, from the seller to the solution. And because I positioned myself as being the problem solver to a challenge they faced, then I was being welcomed in. So think about, who are your people? And who are the people that you would love to have chasing you? And put yourself in their shoes and ask, well, what are their biggest challenges? What are their frustrations? What are the things that keep them up at night? What are the things they're thinking about when they're driving to work or their kids to school in the morning or as they're going about their day? If you fast forward yourself a few short months and you've been asking these questions and presenting things in a different way, you will have gone from being the uninvited pest to a welcomed guest. And the reason I'm sharing my story with you, or the story about this, is that the moment I shifted the way I did business was actually the moment my business took off more and the sales started coming in, and I didn't have to go out looking for them. They were coming to me, and it came in automatically. I made a decision that I wanted to become the chased rather than the chaser. And I made a decision that I wanted to be more visible. And I made these decisions and I figured out how to do it. because we can make decisions, but then if we don't know where to take it for the next step, we're still at a loss for words. So nothing changes until you make a decision to make a shift. And I want to make it clear to you that while you're on this training with me, there is someone out there. I mean, there's definitely somebody out there, probably within 10 miles of you, that needs a solution to a problem that you can fix for them, a problem that they have, but they don't even know you exist. So what this training is about today is how can we get you connected? And the good news is what I'm going to show you today, and I'm building up to it because we're going to go into the 7 secrets soon, is that what I'm going to teach you is going to help you to connect with the people who are already looking for you. So think about that. They're already looking for what you have to offer. You're not going to have to push and convince and struggle. So my question to you is, and you can write yes in the comments if you'd like, are you ready to commit? Are you going to use and collect this information that I'm going to share with you today and let it sit on a shelf and collect dust? Or are you going to collect this information and then go and take action? The training today is for action takers. I love action takers, and these strategies will work, and you need to take action on them. So, yes, the moment that you commit is the moment that things start to happen. So let's go on to our 7 secrets. It's a formula. The 7 secrets to being a fully booked beauty consultant. And number 1 is you need to do more than have the right steps. You need to do the right steps in the right order. So let me explain this a little bit with an analogy of baking bread. If you have all your ingredients to bake the bread, you've got your flour, you've got your water, you've got your yeast, you've got your bread pan, you've got your oven, you've got the mixing bowls, you've got everything that you need. But let's say you take all those things that you need and you take your flour and you put it into the baking or the bread pan, and then you stick it into the oven and you wait an hour and you go back and you take it out of the oven. That bread is not going to resemble the bread that you were hoping to bake. Am I correct? That bread is not going to, it's not even going to be bread. It's just flour in a pan that was sitting in the oven for an hour. So now, if you mix your water that's at the right temperature with the yeast, and then you mix it together with the flour, and then you mix it all together, and I might be, I'm not actually the best bread maker. I'm actually more of a bread eater. So if I'm missing some of these ingredients, for those that you are bakers, then please excuse me. I'm trying to make an example here. But if you put all those things together in the right way, and then you knead the dough and you let it rise, and then you knead it again, and then you put it into the bread pan, and then you preheat your oven and you stick the bread into the oven to bake, what's going to happen? You're going to have a beautiful, hopefully, a beautiful loaf of bread that just permeates a beautiful scent throughout your house. Well, it's the same thing in our businesses. We can have all the right ingredients. We can have all the right steps, but if we don't do them in the correct order, we are not going to get the result that we were hoping for. So what are those steps? Well, there's only 3 of them. They are number 1, cash flow, number 2, lead generating system, and number 3, a follow-up system. Let's go back to the cash flow. Mastering getting paying customers first is the first thing that you need to do. Now, I know we are talking about booking here, but at this point, I'm hoping that at least you've made, a couple of sales in your business. Because you might think that you need to buy in a lot of stock first, or do a lot of trainings, or learn about all the ingredients first, or start your team building. But I say step number 1, make some initial sales first is the most important, because you need to have cash flow. It's sort of a catch-22. You need to have my lips are not working. You need to have cash flow to have a business that works, and you need to have a business that works to get cash flow, because cash flow to your business is actually like oxygen to your body. You cannot survive long without it. Am I right or am I right? So you have to master a system, and you have to set up a system that will bring you in cash flow. Now, that system in our traditional Mary Kay is our skincare classes. but you also want to have a system to get bookings. Does that make sense? And then you need to set up a follow-up system to continue to get those bookings and to get those resales. So all of these things are important ingredients in your successful Mary Kay business, but you need to do them in the right order. You need to get a little bit of cash in there first, and then so that you are able to start working with your lead generating system, which is going to bring in those leads sort of on automatic pilot. And then you need to have your follow-up system. And those are the things that are going to help you have success and be a fully booked beauty consultant. So I have to be honest, I see a lot of people spending time on activities that they hope down the line will bring them money. So unless you just won the lottery or have a wealthy benefactor, and if you do have that, I really am very happy for you because I don't. And I know a lot of people that don't, but maybe you also have Mary Kay as a hobby. That's okay too. But if you don't have these things, then you need to concentrate on activities that will bring you income now. So what should you concentrate on? As I said, you should concentrate on that automated system. So think about the activities you've been doing this last week or last month. Are they things that will generate income this week and this month? Your first priority should always be on activities and systems that result in getting you paid now. Those are the income producing activities that we often talk about. Now, going on, if you're focusing on getting people to raise their hands and then converting those raised hands into customers, again, success. You will have a fully booked calendar. We're on to secret number 2. Remember I said there were only 3 things you consistently need to do to attract all of the bookings that you want, not the 103, but you only need 3 things. What are those 3 things? Well, the first is you need a group of people raising their hands to your offer. Once you have those people, you need a process for converting raised hands into bookings. And you need a system that is not dependent upon you, meaning you have a system in place to bring you leads on autopilot so that it can run without you and you can concentrate your time sharing products with people ready to buy. So let me quickly tell you what happened when I set up a system that was not dependent on me. Well, one of my first lead generating Facebook ad campaigns, once I set it up, bought me many new highly qualified leads. One day I actually woke up and I checked my email and I had over 40 people that had contacted me interested in what I had to offer. You know, I actually had to put that system on hold because I was so busy. I didn't have any chance to be able to follow up with all the people that had expressed interest. So I just give this example because if you're starting out or you're quite far along in your business, concentrating on just these 3 things of, the group of people raising their hands, a process to convert them, and a system in place that's not dependent on you, they are very, very powerful, and they will bring you very powerful results. Raised hands, a way to convert those raised hands, and a system to follow up. Now, does that sound like something that's interesting to you? I hope so. If that sounds interesting, type a 1 in so I can see, or yes, or whatever. But I'm going to go on and I can look back at the comments. Oh, okay. Yes. I see lots of yeses there. Wonderful. So now, secret number 3, you want to make it easy for them to say yes with an irresistible offer. So we joke about the fact that our customers can be anybody that has skin. But let's talk a little bit more specifically, because if we're just trying to market to anybody who has skin, then they're not going to understand how it benefits them. We want to make that irresistible offer, but how do you make an irresistible offer? Well, let me tell you. You do it by understanding what your ideal customer wants. You want to understand their frustrations and their desires, and you do that by asking questions. So here are some sample questions that I have asked in the past and ask people. And you can fill in the blanks yourself, but this just gives you an idea of kinds of questions that you can ask to kind of get to know what your customer wants. And you can ask things like, what's your single biggest challenge when it comes to your skincare routine? Or if you could wave a magic wand and have things any way you wanted in the area of, and here you can fill in your own blank, what would you ask for? When it comes to blank, what is your biggest fear or frustration? And in the area of, party makeup, where do you get stuck? So when you're really understanding what your customer wants, that's when you're in a position to be able to create that irresistible offer. So what you want to do is design your offer. And when I say offer, I mean how you're presenting what you can give to people. So when you're designing your offer, you want to design it so it matches the results of what your ideal customer wants. If you're focusing on the problem that is solved rather than the process, and you use the language that they understand, you're going to get much better results. Now, if we talk about focusing on the results rather than the process, let's say you're offering a miracle set and you say that over the next 12 weeks, they're going to use all the products morning and evening, and that they need to make sure they do all, the same things at the same time each day. They're going to wash for so many minutes with an upward and outward motion, and they're going to, use the different serums with an upward and outward motions, and they're going to put their eye cream on with their pinky or ring finger only on the outward edge of the eye, and all this blah, 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 and they need to be careful of this and of that and do it every day and not miss a day, and that you'll get together with them every other week to see how it's going and take pictures to document the process, and well. How do you think your potential customer is going to react to that, especially those that are really busy? Well, the problem with describing things in this way is that it's all about the process. It's all about the labor pains instead of the end result. It's kind of like, I don't know if you guys, who's a mom here and who's gone through labor with kids, if they told us all of the stuff like, before the actual birth of the baby, I'm not sure that a lot of us would actually have decided to have kids. But, we concentrate on those joys of after we've had the newborn baby. And that's, it's kind of the same thing. Now, I know I'm exaggerating. I'm trying to give an example, but you want to focus on the end result, because if you focus on, for instance, how they're going to feel in 12 weeks time after using the product, that, the elasticity of their skin is going to be better, and they're going to feel softer and maybe look younger, or it'll definitely look more even. Or in my case, a lot of my customers were coming back to me and saying, Debbie, I have people asking me what in the world I'm doing with my skin because they think it looks so good. Of course, those are the best kind of feedback you can get. But again, if you're focusing on the desired end result, that is what you want to do when you're creating your irresistible offer. Now, if you paint the picture of how their skin will look after they've been using the product and how easy it will be for them to get those results, don't you think they will become a Miracle Set customer? Yes or no? And lastly, if you see at the bottom of the slide, you'll see that I say use their language. Well, it's important to use the language, because if you present yourself, for example, as, someone who helps people transform the relationship with their skin, well, I've actually never heard of anybody wake up in the morning and say, I really need to find an expert that will help me to transform my relationship to my skin. So you want to really make sure that you present yourself and what you're offering in a language that your potential customer can relate to. So even sometimes saying your personal skincare consultant may not work for some audiences. Again, is your potential customer waking up in the morning and saying, I need a personal skincare consultant today? Keep it simple. Use language that women can relate to, like, I'm worried about looking old, or, I'm starting to get age spots or redness on my face. I really need to find a way to cover that up. Or, oh my gosh, I've got pictures today and I got that pimple on my skin. What am I going to do? Or I really need to find some way to make those wrinkles look less obvious. Well, you want to always try to enter the conversation that's already in the prospect's mind, your ideal customer's mind. So you want to figure out the language your potential customer is currently using and use that language to present yourself and your offer. Okay. Whew, that was a lot of information. Am I going too fast? If I need to slow up, just write in the comments, say too fast or slow up. But we're going to go on to secret number 4. And that is, you want to transform the places where you have been pushing customers away. Okay, now, I'm sure you're saying, Debbie, I am not pushing customers away. I want more bookings and customers, and that's exactly why I'm here, after all, on this training. Well, let me ask you a question. What is the biggest challenge you face in getting and retaining new customers? Are you trying to sell too much? Are you not following up consistently? So, these things are the strangest phenomenon that I've seen in my years in the business. People think they're goal-oriented and busy doing the right things when they are in fact pushing customers away because they're subconsciously in a place of sabotage, a place of doubt. And so they push products on friends and family or work very inconsistently or don't follow up because they're afraid they'll bother their customers. Have you ever felt like you're in that situation? But when you shift that energy on the inside that has been blocking you, suddenly you will start attracting people and booking those appointments and making those sales. So be honest. Are you pushing customers away or are you attracting them? Now, you don't need years of therapy. Well, maybe you do. I think maybe I do too. But the good news is, in respect to your Mary Kay business, it's just a shift that needs to be made so that you can become more attractive to your potential customer. Okay? Secret number 5. The single piece of advice given to me many years ago from one of my mentors has served me very well and enabled me much success in my career. And that was to make decisions from your destination, not from your starting point. So I would like to suggest to you that while you're on this training with me now, there's also a you in the future who has mastered how to be a fully booked beauty consultant with a healthy bank balance and the inner confidence knowing that customers are always ordering from you. That you, in a sense, are able to produce bookings and sales on demand. This is absolutely 100% possible for you. But for you get there, you need to know your future and let them guide you. Because when you start from your starting point, what you typically see is all those obstacles like, I can't get people interested. It's too hard. People are canceling appointments. I don't know how to do it. The problem with making decisions from that point of view is that you'll always make the same decisions. But if you make decisions from the point of destination, you are much, much, much more likely to get there. So ask yourself, what would a fully booked consultant say in this situation? And then make a decision from that point of view. There are loads of people out there buying beauty products. So there is plenty of opportunity to have a thriving business. So maybe you need to be asking yourself, who do I need to become to be part of this flow of money changing hands, which is, sales. Maybe you need to accept that you're good enough to be fabulously successful. Maybe it's just a skill that you've been lacking until now. And well, you can learn skills. You learn to walk, you learn to talk. Maybe you've learned to drive a car. You can learn to master the skills of setting up a system. Now, let's go on to secret number 6, which is probably the most important secret of all in this training. And that is to focus on the place where the sales happen. Now, ironically, I see so many people focusing on every other place than where the sales happen. And well, let's face it, those places are not going to pay the bills. If you're guilty of focusing on all the other places other than where sales are made, then I have to be honest, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. And it's probably a very expensive hobby. And that's okay if that's where you want to be. But this training is for those who want to be fully booked and therefore making sales and making money in their businesses. Now, I don't mean this in the way of, show me the money. By the way, that's a great movie, right? But because there's so many incredible aspects in our business, I have to be honest with you that an essential part of any business is also knowing how and where to bring in the money. As I said before, cash flow is the oxygen to the body, and you really are not going to survive long without it. So I don't want you to think I'm crazy, but I do believe that there's a reason you are here on this training today with me and not with somebody else. I believe that you have a major contribution to give to those around you, and that it's precisely why I want to help you in your business. We need to get your booking sorted out so that you can get the sales you need, right? And let me tell you that in any economy, even in the darkest of times, there is always a flow of money, and you should and can be a part of that. Money is always flowing somewhere. So you just need to find out where that money is flowing and focus your energies there. So maybe until now you've been in the wrong place where the money is dried up. And maybe you've been taking it personally when people are saying they can't afford it or they are not interested. Maybe you're saying nobody is interested. Something is wrong with me. But I want to say there's nothing wrong with you. You simply have been focusing in the wrong places. You need to switch your attention and energy to the places where money is already flowing. You need to find those, or you need to put yourself out there and have those people find you. And you can do this. But one thing I've noticed is that most people will do everything and anything to avoid focusing on the income producing activities. I have no understanding why, but it just happens all the time. And I heard an expression once called creative avoidance. Has anybody else heard of that? Yeah, Sandra came on to that. She hit the, I'm just about to talk about that, Sandra or Sandra. I'm not sure which way you like to say it, but that is when you are doing everything else but income producing activities, like cleaning your desk or straightening your office or taking inventory of products or ordering products or looking through applause. I mean, these things, yes, they are important, but it is not directly making you any money. But I know it's a lot easier than picking up the phone for many. So, are you focused on booking? And honestly, I want you to be really, really, really honest with yourself here. Are you focused on booking? How many appointments did you have last week, last month? How many appointments do you have next week? And what have you been doing to get those bookings? Are you guilty of creative avoidance? You need to make that important follow-up call, and suddenly cleaning your desk seems really important. Well, let me tell you what's really happening here. It's fear. It's fear of asking for or receiving money. F-E-A-R. It's fear of rejection. It's fear of being vulnerable or visible or of what others might think of you. So you need to be really honest with yourself about if you're guilty of creative avoidance, and if so, are you going to now concentrate on income producing activities? And the thing about this system that is really exciting is that you don't necessarily have to put yourself out in front of people in an uncomfortable situation. That your first contact with people who are contacting you will be when they're already interested. And that eliminates so much of the fear. Am I right? Well, here's your answer in getting over that. Like I just said, you're going to set up a system that brings you a steady stream of bookings. This is what I teach clients and other consultants, and I do myself. So it's not just about how to get bookings, but it's how to set up a system to get a consistent stream of new bookings. Now, what is this system? This system, well, it can educate and pre-screen and qualify so that you're spending time with people who are serious and ready to buy. And this is a system leveraging and using the internet. And this is a system using Facebook. Now, to give you an idea of the power of this system, after setting it up, one day I woke up to 40 leads in my inbox, as I told you. And that day was absolutely amazing. Now, of course, there's no guarantees for this kind of result. I can only explain what happened to me. I'm just sharing, what happened to me. But you will get some results. And quite frankly, I would have been happy with one new lead on that particular day. So we are all happy for any new leads that we can get. So let's just recap what the 7 secrets that I've gone through so far. One, you need to do the right steps in the right order. Remember our bread baking? You also only need 3 things to get results. That was people raising their hands, a system to convert those people into customers, and a follow-up system. And or a system that doesn't rely on you having to show up. You also, number 3, want to make it easy for them to say yes by developing an irresistible offer. Something that offers them the results to a problem that they have. Not what you want to sell to them, but what they need to solve something that they already perhaps are looking for a solution to. Number 4, you want to identify and transform the places where you're chasing those customers away. And believe me, we can be doing this very, subconsciously. We don't even realize that we're doing it. Number 5, we want to make decisions from your destination rather than from your starting point. And number 6, we want to focus on where the sale happens. So we still have one more, right? We've got the number 7th secret. And that is, you don't need information overload. This is not rocket science here. You don't need lots more information. You don't need another book or manual that you've never read. You don't need to scour YouTube for more, video tutorials on how you implement this or do that. You don't need to even go to another event, although, we've got our seminar coming up. And if you've not been to one before, you just have to go. And if you have been been to one before, you just have to go because it is absolutely fabulous. But, we go there and we get all hyped up and we start cheering, just do it. And then we get home and we're all enthusiastic. And what happens? Well, very often we just don't do it. So, let's be honest. Using your time on cheerleading and information overload is just another form of creative avoidance. You just need enough information to start implementing and getting a system into place. It's time to start implementing and putting into action a system so that you can be fully booked with people who are likely to buy the products. You want to know how to get more bookings and more customers? That's it. It's really, it's as simple as that. I just shared it with you. You need to put a system in place and start using it. So what's possible for you when you get this system up and going? Well, what would happen if instead of trying to convince, you spent your time talking to people who are already interested? And what would happen instead of spending your day jumping from one thing to the next, hoping it would work? You spend your time focusing on a few key actions that will get results. And what if you could trade the time you spent looking for potential customers and team members for the time to actually engage with people who have told you that they're interested? What would happen if you had a system in place to bring you leads on autopilot? You showed up for a reason today. Am I right? You showed up for a reason because you want to have a fully booked calendar. You want more customers or team members or both. You want more sales. You want to eliminate the feast and the famine. And hopefully after this training, you're understanding that you want a system you can count on to deliver leads to you on demand. If that sounds interesting to you, if you're understanding the importance of a system, please write me in the comments so I can understand and I can understand that I'm actually giving you the message that I'm trying to give you here. Okay? So I really hope that you get this one thing. You can start getting more leads now. You don't have to do a ton of other stuff first. Creative avoidance has been delaying you and slowing you down. You are cleaning your office too often, and it's time to change that. You don't need to wait for permission. You can decide right now to have the success that you want and deserve. And I see so many people saying me, 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 me. And that makes me very happy that you are understanding my message here today. So the obvious question that I have for you is, how soon do you want to be a fully booked beauty consultant? Well, you have 2 choices. Actually, you have 3 choices. You can keep doing what you're doing now and keep getting the same results, or you can take this training that we have done today and implement the things the best that you know on your own, and I think that's going to really, really, really help you. Or you can learn what's working and model proven strategies and work step by step with me to set up this system and get results. Let me take you step by step to set up the system. You don't need to spend hours and hours trying to figure this out on yourself, by yourself. I've got the answers for you, and I've set up the system myself, and I can help you do the same. So if you want to set up a system to get more bookings on demand, let me show you how to set that up step by step. So when I started to concentrate on setting up that system, that's when I was able to set up that massive stock of products I told you about. And I really want those results for you as well, because I know how it feels to have that value on the shelves and no money in the bank and an empty calendar. I really know how you feel. So it is time, my friend, for your booking breakthrough. And I want to invite you to join me and other consultants. In fact, we've got a lot of consultants that signed up in the previous webinar. I'm very excited. We've got a great group of people that we're going to work with. And I'm going to take you through all the steps in order for you to have your booking breakthrough. So I've created a program that is especially for Mary Kate beauty consultants so that you can reach more people, enrich more women, and have more impact and make more money. And when you're ready to step up and claim what you deserve, and you know it's time, I'm going to share with you the strategies to get those leads on demand. Not 6 months from now, not 3 months from now, but immediately after you have your system in place. And I know that you can do this because I've done it and I've helped others do it. So this will work for you, even if you haven't figured out what your irresistible offer is, even if you're scared of sales conversations, even if you have no list or a tiny one, even if you're not making any real money in your business yet. And even if you've been in this business for a while, know how to sell and have good sales, but just not making enough sales. So many may encourage you to buy products and order products to reach production and star status. And well, I really hope that you're not in a situation where you're being encouraged to do that without getting the tools to really sell those products. My program is not about encouraging you to buy products. My program is about getting you attracting customers so you can sell those products and make money and meet potential team members along the way. My program, or this program, along with these other consultants, is about getting you to the place where sales happen and money changes hands. So I will share the link with you in just a moment, but I want to invite you to join this Booking Faces Breakthrough. This is a coaching program with an online learning portal, a wonderful support group of Mary Kay consultants. We'll be having weekly live video trainings with questions and answers and ongoing support from me so you can get your system up and running and bringing in new leads for your business ASAP. So what I'm going to do over here on the side is I'm going to just put a link where you can go in if you're interested, but don't go yet because I've got some more information I want to share with you. So what you're going to get in this program is you're going to get clear on, or what we're going to be doing together is you're going to get clear on your ideal customer and discover where they're hanging out on the World Wide Web. And you're going to discover their challenges and desires so that you can craft compelling, irresistible offers that have them raising their hands saying, hey, I want to try your products, or I want to hear about the business opportunity. And when you match up your offer with the people that really need it, there is not much selling or convincing that needs to happen. So by the end of the program, you will not only have new leads and bookings, you will also have something much, much more valuable. You're going to have the know-how to actually build these systems over and over again. And so that you're, having that Mary Kay dream business that you signed up for, right? You'll also have learned an important skill for your long-term business success. But there is more, so don't go anywhere quite yet. This is also what you're going to get. You're going to learn how to set up a system to build relationships with your new leads. You're going to learn how to set up a marketing system to generate highly qualified leads so you can spend your precious time on the other stuff with your family, stuff with your friends, stuff with your hobbies, taking that vacation that you want to take, the time to take that vacation that you want to take, right? If you're not absolutely sure yet, and I'm sure that I've already seen that people have signed up already, but if you are not sure whether this is for you, then here are some other problems that this coaching program will solve for you. I'm talking to lots of people, but I'm hearing I'm not interested, or I'm too busy, or I can't afford it. And I'm great with customers, I'm just not getting enough of them. Or I'm new and I feel I don't have the credibility to get customers yet. Or I don't have enough people on my list. I'm too busy to have the time to find new customers. That's a good thing and a bad thing, actually. Maybe you're too busy with current customers to have the time to find new customers. I'm just going to take a break because I see somebody in the comments here that's interested, and they say, they don't have the money to pay for this. Well, I priced it in such a way that you are going to be earning your money back pretty much immediately. So I can't do much more than that. I can't do much more than that. But anyway, just for that person, I just wanted to answer that question. So anyway, back to being busy with customers. I was running around delivering products and helping my consultants, not to mention working with, my other full-time job as the opera singer, and I have a family. And I didn't have the time to find new customers. So it's a numbers game, but I didn't have the time to go through all the no's to get to the yeses. I needed to be speaking with people who were already interested in skincare and makeup before I got them on the phone. So it was really important that I had something that was, much more automated. So if you're too busy, then this is going to really help you out. I'm never going to be able to afford the lifestyle I want. If you're feeling like your family and friends don't think you have a real business, set up this system and prove them wrong. If you're not getting the support you need, we'll support you. And this is the saddest thing. When I hear somebody say, I tried everything and I'm ready to give up. Because that success is often just right around the corner. And I'd hate to see somebody give up before they really have tried everything. So join us with other Mary Kay consultants in the Booking Faces coaching program, and you're going to have your booking breakthrough, and you can begin attracting leads so that you can become a fully booked beauty consultant, have a very successful business. Again, I'll help you to create and set up a marketing system that'll bring you interested leads, so that if you're tight with funds now, it's going to start bringing in money for you. It's going to bring highly qualified leads to you so that you never have to worry about where your next booking will come from. But, you have to do the work. And these are the lessons you're going to get. You're going to get a 30-day easy action plan to get a boost in your business. You're going to get a lead to landing booking system that's going to attract leads to you while you're sleeping. We're going to talk about social media posting and make it simple. We're going to set up a first-class follow-up system so that your customers feel important and never left behind. And I'm totally automated, by the way, so that you don't have to worry about forgetting to contact that person. You're going to get access to Booking Faces online learning modules that's full of sample scripts and clear checklists and valuable videos. You're going to get private onboarding session with me to set up your customized roadmap to booking success. And you're going to get Booking Faces group coaching so you get the support you need to succeed. We're going to go through some budget-friendly marketing tips, and you're going to be a part of a private Facebook group of Mary Kay consultants from around the world. And you're also going to get more. And the value of this is, I just kind of pulled this number out of hat, but if you go online, you look at all the kind of things that are out there. And when I think about what I have invested in my trainings to learn how to do all of this, well, it was quite expensive, but I want to make it very, very affordable. So we're not even going to be in the, in this level at all. I'm making it as cheap as I possibly can so that I can cover my expenses and I can help you guys. And we're all going to do this together and get lots of leads and sales going. Okay. So even if you felt lost in your business with your marketing and how to use social media, you now know that you're no longer going to do this on your own. So how quickly will you see results? Well, some people will gain new customers even before they've finished the program. And we're going to try to get this going as quickly as we can. Okay. So again, I cannot I cannot tell you what you are going to do with how you invest your money in your business, but I can say that those that decide to do this, I think are going to be really happy with their results. And fast forward to after you launch your lead generating system, you're going to have many, many new leads. I know you might be thinking, how much time is this going to take? How much time do I need for this? Well, you know, everybody works at a different pace. What I can say is that once you get your system in place, it will free up a lot of your time so you can concentrate your efforts on those things that are, you know, fun to do, and you free up your time to work with people that are interested in the products and the business opportunity. And you have to put the hours in. I mean, nothing comes for free. This program is for doers. I am not going to apologize to you or steer you wrong. I'm not going to promise, you know, all these things. Yes, you're going to have to put the work in. You know, I'm also a very busy lady with a full-time job, a full-time family, and full-time side hustle. And I'm really time pressed. And that's exactly why I actually developed these systems, is because I wanted to be, and I needed to be more efficient with my time. So I wanted to find a way to stretch time by automating some of my business so that I was no longer trading time for money, and so that I could do all that I desired. And, you know, I want that for you too. So remember here, what I'm offering you here is not only more customers, but to master, you know, a skill of setting up a system so that you're continually attracting a stream of new and qualified leads. And this is a knowledge you're going to have for life. And one of my favorite quotes is actually by Benjamin Franklin. And he said that an investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. So now, if you've probably not been, you know, you're probably not on your first webinar. And so if you've sat through webinars before in the past, this is about the time when people start to sweeten the deal and give you all these bonuses and all this stuff. Well, I'm not going to do that. And I'll tell you why. Because I put this invitation together to this coaching program. And when I did this, I put it together from the place of, I want you to get more bookings now. And if I give you a bunch of extra stuff, it's just going to keep you busy. You know, you don't need a lot of unnecessary information or distractions or creative avoidance. The magic is in setting up that customer getting system. And that is exactly what we will do together in this coaching program. And, you know, I also priced it so that it's really a no-brainer, I think, anyway. Does that sound fair to you? Yes, you can put leads that you have already into that system, Rosemary. In fact, if you've got leads, that's great. I don't want to get off I don't want to go off on a tangent here, but just quickly, yes, you can, if you have leads, if you have your customer list, you can actually retarget those customers and use those customers to find new customers. It's just brilliant. Oh, it's very exciting. Anyway. So let's look at the potential that you can have with having a system like this. Let's say you gain 4 new time-wise miracle set customers. And I'm going to look a little bit at the numbers here, because one of my mentors always said that numbers were very sexy. And I think numbers are very sexy in their own way. So if you have 4 new time-wise miracle set customers, and that's what, $110 per set customer times 4 at $440 in sales. Well, or let's say you gain 2 or 4 new time-wise repair set customers. That's $205 per set at up to $820 in sales. So that's $820 or plus, because you're going to be leaving this booking breakthrough with the ability to get those sales over and over and over again. So what does that mean? Well, $820 per week, that's $3,000 to $4,000 per month. And $3,000 to $4,000 per month, it's like, you know, over $40K extra a year. But you can sell much more. I know you can. So you tell me, you know, is it worth it? I would argue it's not really, is it worth it? But rather, are you worth it? Are you worth investing the time to get this system set up that will generate you leads, which will eventually become bookings, which eventually become customers, and maybe even new team members? So, you know, are you worth it? You deserve to be rewarded for the difference you make. And that's one of the things that I do love about Mary Kay, is that we really get recognition for what we achieve. And I personally think that you do deserve that. And the reason I say that is because through the years, I've seen enough women blossom in their businesses to realize that everyone deserves to enjoy the results of their own work. I just got a comment that somebody says they can't hear me. Are there other people that can't hear me? If you can hear me, please write yes in the comment. If you can hear me, please write yes in the comment. I don't know what happened. Yes, I can hear. Yes, good. Okay. Well, there are a couple people that says they can't hear me, but then it's in their system. So I'm going to continue, and because I can see lots of yeses. So enough people can hear me. That's good. Okay, now where was I? So you are worth it. So now let's go back to those 3 numbers that you wrote down in the beginning. If you wrote them down, then they're in front of you. If you had them in your mental picture, then hopefully you remember that, because now we've gone through a lot of questions. And now can you see that what I've shared with you about setting up a system over the last, oh gosh, we're over an hour now. Sorry, my goodness, we've really been going for a while now. Do you understand that this is possible for you? I really, really hope so. So I know some of the questions that you might be asking right now are, how do I enroll and what's the investment? Well, I told you I was going to make it a no-brainer, and I really believe that I have made it a no-brainer, because it is $17 per month. That's like selling a mascara. Okay? Now, how long will it take you to do this? Well, it goes for as long as you want. The faster you work, the faster you get system up, you don't have to stay in the program for so long. But this program will be here for as long as people need it, and you can do more and more campaigns and different kinds of things, but you start with your $17. So I really told you that it was actually a no-brainer for you. But this is a price only for today, because I can't, do this forever and ever. But you do have to sign up. And you do that by going to www.bit.ly/bfenroll, or not at, but forward. Oh my goodness, I totally lost the word in English. But yes, you see the link there, and I think I also on the side I put it on the side. Oh, I see someone signed up a long time ago, but you didn't want to miss part of the webinar. Great, Melissa. I'm really looking forward to working with you. You're going to be very happy with what I'm going to announce in just a moment for those that have signed up already. But anyway, because, here's the catch. There are limited spaces for my coaching time. I want to take on as many people as are interested, but I cannot take on as many that are interested, because I want to be able to really give you my time and to really follow up and have enough time to give you that coaching that you need, so that we can really get these things working. So if you're not sure whether you want to do this, I just want to say who it's for. And if you are short on time and want to spend your precious time on meeting with people already interested in your offer, rather than pounding the payment, looking for leads, then you want to join this program and be with us. And if you're tired of people canceling on you and having an empty calendar, then you want to be on this coaching program. And if you're planning to do a DIQ and you want to do it quick, maybe, or however you want to do it, you will definitely benefit from being with us on this program. If you're a sales director and you want to help your team of consultants learn how to use social media and market themselves on social media, then you want to do this program. If you want to achieve Queen of Sales or sharing or both before the next seminar, then it's a good thing that you are staying to the end of this. You want to spend more time with friends and our family instead of chasing down customers? Good that you're here. You want people to take you and your business seriously? Good that you're here. Now I'm taking it a little faster because I see that we're over the hour mark, and I have a lot of time, but I don't want to waste your time, because time is precious, and it is, we can never get it back. You want to create an automated customer getting system, but you just haven't cracked the code yet? You're ready to step up and claim the business and the life that you deserve? You're feeling overwhelmed with social media and you just want clear step-by-step instructions on what to do and how to do it? Then this program will help you with all those things. This is why you must commit now, because there is limited enrollment, like I said. You want to get your booking boost and set yourself up for success. And as soon as the places are full, I'm taking this offer away. I can only take on a limited amount of new clients. So, you know, I want to make sure that I really give the time to the people that that commit to doing this with me, my undivided attention. Here's where you can enroll, or there's also a click on the side as well. And Melissa, you're going to be happy about this. The first 10 people to sign up will get a fast action bonus. Now, this went so fast in the webinar earlier today that I actually was planning on doing it with just 10 people total on both webinars, but we filled those spots so quickly, and I obviously have to give you all here the opportunity for the same fast action bonus, and this is the bonus. So the first 10 people to sign up on this webinar as well will get the fast action bonus, and that is that I will personally give you a Facebook profile facelift so that you're attracting customers in the right way. And this is a service that I normally charge $97 for. So what's happening is that I'll look at your private profile or your business page, and we'll go through it and we will fix it so that it's doing the right things that need to be done. Okay. The only risk here is you not taking action. And I love action takers. So you either decide to say yes right now on this webinar and you start taking action, or you think about it, or you say no, and you know, that's fine too. You'll be in the same place that you were before coming to this webinar. Well, actually you won't be, because hopefully this information will also help you. But I really hope that you decide to join us. And the bottom line is, if you don't have a system for attracting people to you and your products in an automated way, you need to be here. Now, I see that people are saying that they can't find the offer. I have it. It should be in the comments section here, where it says it's time for your booking breakthrough, and you can sign up. But if you're still not finding it, you can go on the link, which I'll share with you in just a moment. Yes, here it is. Decide your future, take action. You can go in on that link, put that into your browser, www.bit.ly/BFENROLL, Booking Faces Enroll. And that will take you to where you can sign up. Okay, Barbara? Now, we are almost done, because I did promise that exercise on how to get customers in the next 48 hours. But I just want to leave you, before we go on to that, with some dreaming here. And that is to imagine waking up in the morning after a peaceful sleep, knowing you've got people waiting to talk to you, interested in what you are offering. Imagine the impact on your family. Your family sees a version of you that's less stressed and happier, and you have a smile on your face because you know that your business is working. Actually, I want to see that too. I want to see that impact on you. And imagine doubling your income. Now, if you decided that you wanted $1 million for your income, well, I'm not going to be able to double that. But what would that actually mean to you in terms of figures? Is there a charity in the world that you're really passionate about and you'd love to write them a big fat check? Well, the most important thing is to make a decision. And if your decision is yes, you want to make sure that you secure your spot now, because once those spots are gone, they are gone. And I'm not going to be able to open this up for a long while, because I'm going to take you guys that sign up through this system, or through the step-by-step to set up the system and get them going. So, you know, it's not going to open up for a little while, because I'm going to also take a break after we've set this up. So you can get started now for just $17 per month. And that's an offer that's on this webinar for those that are coming to the webinar. Now, decide it, take action, sign up. I'd love to see you over on the other side. And I want to just end the today with, because we've run out of time, with the fact that you can reach out to me at Debbie, D-E-B-B-I-E, at bookingfaces.com if you have any questions that you still have that, you know, I have not answered. And my final message to you today is this 48-hour, how do I get customers in the next 48 hours? So I want to share with you an exercise that I've given many consultants over the years. And if you do this, I promise you, you will get some sales. So the exercise is, I want you to write down a list of anybody who has already done business with you. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in your Mary Kay business. It can be anybody who you've had business dealings with in the past. If it's a paying client or customer, that's even better. Or if you're just getting started and don't have a list of customers yet, make a list of anybody you have spoken to about your business. And the exercise is, one by one, I want you to reconnect with them, ideally through a one-on-one conversation. Now, it doesn't have to be, face-to-face. It can be by phone, or if you really don't like picking up the phone, it can be in Messenger or email or by Skype. And this is basically how the conversation goes. It's like this, that you're interested in reconnecting with them and you want to find out what's going on in their world right now. You want to find out what's changed since you last connected and what their biggest challenges are. Think about those questions we talked about earlier in this training today. So I promise you that if you really do this exercise, you're going to uncover some business opportunities that are right under your nose. It's really amazing what happens. I've seen this exercise work so many times. People who have been on the verge of giving up and who have done this exercise and reconnected with past customers and have reboosted their businesses with bookings and sales. But you have to do it. So it really, really works. You just have to go and apply it. Now, in our time together, I showed you what you can focus on. I showed you how you can get results. I showed you just how possible it is for you to get those results that you want and deserve with a very low price point offer. So I just want to say with my heart to yours, please trust the impulse that has brought you this far. Get enrolled, get started, and I really, really look forward to working with you and seeing your success. So bye for now, and lots of love.